People can be separated into three distinct groups: heroes, ordinary individuals, and villains. Distinctions are not always clear-cut. Not all heroes are well-known people, and ordinary people aren't always normal. Similarly, no one can say that just because someone is a villain, they're definitely a bad person. Why am I saying all of these? Because this is a story of a villain. The story starts in a gloomy room where four individuals find themselves in this inexplicable and surprising place, confused by their sudden circumstances. They wonder how they got there and what their purpose might be. One of them attempts to calm the rest, urging them to compose themselves. However, this angers another member. He asks him if he is the one who kidnapped them. This results in a heated confrontation, and the other two are very shocked by their actions. The situation takes an unexpected turn when the person trying to calm the others kicks the blonde away. Then, he introduces himself. He is Kim Chang-seok, and tells them that he also doesn't know what is happening, and he also woke up just a while ago, so they shouldn't come up with useless speculations. The blonde slaps his hand and says that it's a load of crap. How can he believe him? The situation becomes tense again between them. Then, another group member introduces himself as Yoo Sung-hoon, and the girl also introduces herself as Yoo Min-ah. The blonde also calms down and introduces himself as Shin Pil-seob. As they acquaint themselves, a mysterious quest window manifests before them, asking them to introduce themselves. They are very shocked by the quest window. They start rubbing their eyes because they can't believe something like this. Yoo Min-ah asks them if everyone can see what she is seeing right now. Kim Chang-seok says that they should first discuss everything about the situation they are in right now. The blonde gets angry at his attitude and asks why he is suddenly trying to be the leader. The girl says that it's more important to get a grasp on the situation rather than arguing about something like that. The blonde says that now even some high schooler like her also gets so confident. Then Yoo Sung-hoon tells him that he should stay quiet. The blonde also gets angry at his words. Then Yoo Sung-hoon points his finger towards the broken door. There was someone behind the door, someone everyone knows about. That's right, there is a zombie behind the broken door. Everyone gets scared after seeing the zombie. Then another quest window appeared. Everyone was confused about what the heck they want from them. This time, there are different conditions to complete the quest. The quest system instructs them to either survive in the building for a day, or remain the only surviving individual. The second is to kill all the zombies, also called the possessed individuals, and the last option is to escape. The gate is almost at the brink of collapsing completely. The zombie also entered the room through the crack in the door. Then Kim Chang-seok punches the zombie's face. It doesn't do much to the zombie, but he finds out that the zombies aren't that strong. So he tells others that they can kill this zombie if they have some weapons. The others start looking for weapons. But what they don't know is that someone is watching their every move through a surveillance camera. The old man with a mustache says that he can't tell what's what, since he only started watching in between. He asks the other guy about why it commences so quickly. The other guy tells the old man that the blonde called Shin Pil-seob woke up the earliest out of the four, and also figured out most of the system first. However, he acted like he was still unconscious like the rest of the people afterwards. He didn't tell anyone about the system's existence as the status window and skill window, even though he figured it out first. The old man laughs and says that this is very fun. Then the other person said that Kim Chang-seok was also surprising. He had a skill from the start. Of course, skills are quite common. The problem is that his skill rank is high. It is extremely rare for someone to have a skill with proficiency above B rank as soon as they start. Of course, the blonde also has a B rank skill, but it's not that good. It's all thanks to Kim Chang-seok's skill that they're all able to get out of their state of confusion and move around, even though the zombie fear skill is activated. They are talking about that they can clear the tutorial first, but then suddenly something happens that no one expected. A new villain is born, and this new villain's name is Yoo Seong-hoon. He pierces Kim Chang-seok's neck first. After seeing this, Yoo Min-ah falls to the ground and starts crying. Of course, it's just made it easy for Yoo Seong-hoon. Did you remember what I said in the starting? That all villains are not bad people? Yes, that line, it's all bullshit. They are bad. That's why they are called villains. And this is a story of such a villain. Yu Seong-hoon successfully meets the quest system's requirements and is congratulated for his achievements. He learns that he has been selected as a player in a great game to determine the next successor of God. Jerry, a mysterious figure, appears and explains that this world he is in now is called the Mission. It's a huge stage made by the gods to select a god successor. And the longer he survives in the world of the Mission, the higher his chances of being selected as the successor of a high-ranking god. Yu Seong-hoon understands what is going on. He asks if it's really like fantasy novels. Jerry says this is indeed like fantasy novels and also familiar to him if he had played games before. But there is one thing that's different, and that is death. He can't restart life like in games, and the only way to leave this world is to die or to become a god. Yu Seong-hoon is thinking that he can't make it back alive, but Jerry assures him that he could resurrect after death one time. In other words, he has 2 lives. Then he thinks if the 3 he killed in the tutorial will revive too or not. Then he asks Jerry if he can heal his hand. Jerry says that it's not a problem and snaps his fingers, and Yu Seong-hoon's hand injury gets healed. Then he sees the title Yu Seong-hoon earned. Yes, the title he earned is of a traitor. Then Jerry advises to check his inventory to see the tutorial reward. He can also purchase a few items or skills to use in the actual battle. Yu Seong-hoon browses the items and skills for hours. After hours of browsing with no end in sight, he chooses to purchase the lowest grade swordsmanship, 3 foundations sword technique, and a low-grade inventory. The inventory is actually quite expensive, so he doesn't hold back when buying. He also chooses food and camping gear too. He also buys some items and equipment,